Hi, everybody. Bobby here, and tonight I just wanted to talk to you about something that I said that I was going to talk about like 2 or 3 videos ago. And this one is about the soul. And it's very interesting, and bear with me because you guys are gonna love it, especially now that it's February and many people celebrate the Valentine's Day. So it's beautiful. So I'm gonna try to put all this information into one small video so that I'm not here, trying to take a lot of time from you guys. And this one is absolutely mind blowing. And I discovered this like 2 days ago with my sister. So I'm gonna let you know why. But before I start, it's like always, my sister and I always tell in the beginning of our videos, if you do not resonate with our information, that's okay. You can go and listen to other people. Um, do your own research, come to your own conclusions, and if you resonate with other people, that's good. But if you want to come back, that's okay. We will always be here trying to give you the most accurate information about everything that we have downloads, and we do the research. And with that said, I just wanted to talk today about the soul, but this one is about the twin flames and soulmates. So I had no idea what twin flames were. I learned this like 5 years ago, and I knew about the soulmates, but I had no clue about what twin flames were. And then I learned about it, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is true," and uh, then because we believe that soulmates are basically you know two souls that come together and they become one, and that is absolutely true. The soulmates is basically one person is half of one, uh, is half of the soul, and then the other person is the other half, but they're not twin flames. And I will explain why they're not twin flames. When the souls, it's like you find a friend, and that friend has the same frequency as you become one. But with time, they may or may not end up together, and that's why they separate and they start going, looking for somebody else. It's always like that. And if they stay together and they're not happy, then it's just convenience, and it's just something that it needs to change. But what I wanted to say about the twin flames, which is absolutely incredible, is that twin flames are one soul in two different bodies. So that will make them soulmates. The thing with the twin flames is that when they are twin flames is because that soul, before the soul was separated, and I will not ever say that the twin flames separated themselves and then they said, you go one way and I'll go the other, and then we try to find each other. I always said, and I have always said, and I will stand on my truth, is that because the twin flames are the most powerful souls, the negative entities separated them because they didn't want them to find each other. And in any lifetime, it has always been the runner and the chaser, and the runner is basically is usually the masculine energy, and I'm not talking about a male, but it's usually men. The masculine energy, because they were taught by society that they needed to, not become emotional, that they needed to just run from their emotions, avoid at all costs, that they needed to feel anything, especially feel love. And they needed to be distracting themselves with everything. That's why the male in society now is like they don't know what to do. And obviously the masculine energy, some women have masculine energy, and the feminine energy, I'm not talking about the divine, I'm talking about the feminine energy, was the victim mentality. She didn't know what to do. She was always trapped in blaming everybody. So it has been a dynamic of negativity, and because of that negativity, the negative forces put the women against men. But the twin flames were one very powerful soul. And what happened is that the negative forces separated those souls so that they wouldn't find each other. Why? Because when those two souls come together, they create one powerful soul that will be teaching. And this is the mission of the twin flames on earth right now. They will be teaching everybody else, the soulmates, that before they come together, they have to kind of like pay karma, but it's not really karma. They just have to let go of all of the baggage. They have to let go of the past. They have to let go of, anger and jealousy and fear, all of that stuff that when two people come together, after a while, they start having resentments. They start having fights for little things. This was never, you know, something that needed to happen. The negative forces have always become in between the twin flames. And because the twin flames have not found each other, or not all of them, but some of them have found each other here on this lifetime. Not all of them have found each other on, well, any lifetime. Um, it has been a very difficult task to keep people, to keep couples together, to show people unconditional love. And the most incredible thing, and I am going to say this right now, the most incredible thing, I've said always that I can see auras. I was looking at a picture of my twin flame and me, my sister and her twin flame, and other twin flames that we have in our family. And it is just uncanny that the aura is not only the same color, but it becomes one. And it's just the most amazing thing that I have ever seen. And I have seen other people that believe they have their twin flames. But when I look at their pictures together, one has an aura and the other one has no aura, or the other one has an aura which is absolutely a different color. That's why the twin flames and the soulmates are different. And it doesn't mean that because the two auras are different colors, they may not be anything. No, it means that the aura changes color depending on the mood of that person at that time. But I have seen the pictures of people who are smiling, they are loving, very loving, they're hugging, they're absolutely amazing. They look amazing together, and I cannot see the connection. There is no connection whatsoever there. And, I was impressed with what I could see. I was thinking that maybe I was doing something wrong, but no. I just saw the same pictures again and again and again, different days, different timings, and it's amazing what I saw. So the soulmates are just different auras or different personalities, and they come together, and it's like two friends. They love each other, obviously, because, well, they are together, and they have shared so many things. But at some point, if they continue life, then they learned how to be together, although they are completely different. And it's a dynamic between the soulmates that if you pick the wrong person as a friend, you will end up being as enemies. It's just something weird. But the twin flames are different. The twin flames are the same soul divided into two different bodies, and they cannot become together, like, romantically or whatever you want to call it. They cannot become together until that half of the soul has become a full soul on itself. When that happens, the twin flames can actually unite, and they can come together, and they can be like a happily ever after, which that was my dream. But the soul as half, since it is the mirror, it means that that soul, when it was broken, and let's say they sent you to or they sent the half of the soul to a dysfunctional family, you will absorb all of the dysfunctionalities, all of the problems, anxiety, and then the other half, if it came from a beautiful family or whatever, when those two people connect, that soul will be fragmented because one of them is or has a lot of things that they need to clear out of their system. And the problem with this is that nobody's coming to save us. We need to save ourselves. So dark night of the soul comes in, and it takes time. It's not from one day to the next. You have different times of dark night of the soul, but the very first one is the worst. The very first dark night of the soul is the worst one of all of them. And then you, little by little, when they start changing, or the twin flames, they start changing, then the dark night of the soul is a little different. Why? Because that's inner work. And every time we get that dark night of the soul, we're basically doing the inner work from the inside. But you have to let go. If you have a twin flame, you have to let go of the baggage. You have to let go of the past. If you don't, you will continue repeating and repeating in a loop until you learn your lesson. I was doing that. I was going through, the dark night of the soul, and I was holding, and I was with the ego. And then all of a sudden, one day I said, I cannot do this anymore, any longer. I have to let go because this does not serve my purpose. My purpose is not tied to my ego, it's tied to my heart. And I can't continue doing this because nobody's winning here. So, it's always the female that ascends first, because this is part of the ascension process. The twin flames have to ascend and be at the same level, be at the same frequency, so that it can work. If it's not the same, it will never work. And again, we found, or we have found our twin flames here on this lifetime, because this was the lifetime that we were supposed to find them and fix everything that we have inside, align ourselves, like we have said before. So this is amazing and it's beautiful. And since it is February, I hope you guys understand or understand a little bit more about the twin flame, the soulmates, and then the twin flame and soulmate together dynamic. And if you find your twin flame, I am here if you have any questions or anything that you want to ask me. Then leave your comments down below, and I will be so glad to answer the questions that you have. And I will do my best to help you with everything that you need to know. And with that said, I hope that you guys have a beautiful night. I send a lot of healing and a lot of love, and abundance to all.